So I think we've started. Good evening, everybody. Namaste. I'm Dr. Dhruvi Hasnani from Rudraksh Institute of Medical Sciences, and I welcome you all to our third episode of the program known as Maitree. We are calling it a sisterhood program, a series of program wherein we'll be talking about females, female-related health issues, females in the medical fraternity, females across different fields and the troubles and the opportunities, as well as the help and the association that can make changes to us in a whole, and us as in I'm including myself and everybody present here listening to us over this platform of Maitree. Thanks to Dr. Vipul Chawda, thanks to all our faculties, Dr. Falguni ma'am, Dr. Nimi, Dr. Kaumudi, for agreeing to start this program, and I officially hand it over to our moderator, Dr. Vipul Chawda, to take it up further.
Yeah, good evening, all the audience, and I would like to welcome all the respected doctors on this forum called Maitri. And our intention in this program is to empower everybody, not only with their health, but also in terms of physical, mental, and social connectivity. So we are seeing in our society that in patient there are some disparity. Like जब मेल बीमार पड़ता है तो उसको जो प्रायोरिटी दी जाती है, उसको जितनी जल्दी अस्पताल ले जाया जाता है, उसकी सारवार पे जो खर्च करने की फैमिली की तरफ से जो दिखाई जाती है तैयारी, उतनी फीमेल में नहीं होती है. लेकिन टुडे वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट दैट. वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस समथिंग एल्स कि अगर एक फीमेल और या एक बच्ची जो मेडिकल में एंट्रेंस में पास होकर मेडिकल फील्ड में एंटर हो रही है, what kind of disparity is she facing, whether they are genuine or not genuine, whether they are internationally same or not, and what changes we all of you, four of you, in such position of Falguni ma'am, you have seen the journey of our medical profession from your study in MBBS to MD, and vast experience of practice, and a patient come to you કે sir છે કે madam છે ને કોને બતાવું છે. Are you like that?
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
You're audible.
yes. Good evening, all. First of all, thank you so much for giving me such opportunity, Dr. Dhruvi, Dr. Vipul, Dr. Nimi, and Dr. Kamudi, and for such a open forum. I would like to share my views. Very true, Dr. Vipul sir. Exactly when enters patients in our hospital, first of all, our receptionist would ask, "કે તમારે કોને બતાવું છે, મેડમ ને કે સાહેબ ને?" So many of patients nowadays, they would say कि new patients હોય તો they would say कि ना okay कोई ने भी चालશે. But if old patients and they are coming since long, then they would perfectly say कि ना मारे फाल्गुन मैम ने बताओ છે અથવા તો ડોક્ટર પ્રજ્ઞેશ સર ને बताओ છે. But I think that is their choice, right? Because patients, they think that કે આ જે ડોક્ટર પહેલાથી જોયેલું છે એમને આપણું આખું પહેલાથી હિસ્ટ્રી ખબર છે, they knows our નાડી very well, so that is fine. But sometimes it is happened that કે ના 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 સાહેબ ને વધારે સારું, મેડમ કરતા સાહેબ હોય તો વધારે સારું એમ. એટલે that is fine. I have no actually issue, but still in our male dominating society also, that taboo is there કે ના ના આપણે ફિમેલ ડોક્ટર કરતા મેલ ડોક્ટર ને બતાવીશું તો ટ્રીટમેન્ટ સારી થશે. And females ને કદાચ એટલું બધું નોલેજ નહીં હોય કે whatever, confident might be less, so they think in that way કે female physician કરતા male physician would be better. Second, એક તો physician word આવે છે, so they think physician એટલે પેલા general doctor. કોઈ બી પૂછે who are means what is your degree, એટલે આપણે I am means consultant physician. એટલે first of all they think કે physician means પેલા general જે ઉપરથી નીચે બધા જ માટે કઈ બી problem હોય તો બતાવીએ તો that is physician. Means like they consider us as a MBBS doctor also sometimes. They consider us as a family doctor also. Then we have to explain them કે ના તમને ડાયાબિટીસ, બીપી, હાર્ટના ને એવા કોઈ બી લાઈક ડિસીઝ હોય અને તમને કંઈ બતાવવું હોય તો અમે લોકો that is consultant physician, અમે ડાયાબિટોલોજિસ્ટ કે કાર્ડિયોલોજિસ્ટ એ ટાઈપના ડોક્ટર છે. સેકન્ડ થિંગ અમારા ફિમેલ ડોક્ટર માટે એ પણ છે કે they consider us as a gynecologist also, because we are lady doctor. Sometimes, many times, patient enter થાય female patients especially when they means we are consulting them, then એ લોકોને એવું થાય કે sometimes they are asking us many gynec questions also. There are complaints, gynec complaints, all means menstruation related problems. And after that, we have to explain them. Okay, now we are not gynecologist, we can refer to somebody else, but we are physicians. એટલે આવા બધા જે social જે stigma ને social જે છે means really it is there. So we have to explain them. And a second thing, as a female physician, I am practicing since last 20 years. I passed my MBBS from Baroda Medical College, SSG Hospital, and my MD Medicine also from the same college, same SSG Hospital Institute, Baroda. So I passed in 1999. Then I came here in Ahmedabad and started my practice at Karnavati Hospital. You know, at that time, in 2000, Karnavati Hospital was the only one hospital which is multi-speciality, super speciality hospital, as well as Prerna Hospital. So two hospitals were there in our Ahmedabad. Otherwise, civil and VS was there, but not any other hospitals. All this Sterling, SAR, that is since last 2005 only, after 2005 only. So I started my full-time physician journey from Karnavati Hospital, and then I was means at there I was working as full-time physician, and I was only lady physician in that Karnavati Hospital. So there are of course some obstacles, some means all these problems that was there. Along with that, I had 2 years daughter also at that time, 2001. So means many means problems as well as many struggles that was going on, because along with this all this social plus home management plus hospital and so everything, and just we had started our career. So it was the thing, but I worked there, and then I again joined at Riddhi Medical Nursing Home, that is Dr. Ashok Parekh. So at there, I worked for 4 years. And after that, 2005, I started our own hospital, Shlok Medical and Heart Hospital. So at that time, my husband, Dr. Pragnesh Vora, he was attached to Bija Medical College. He was as an assistant professor at Bija Medical College. So I started my hospital from my own name only. So initially, female doctor, female patients, means all patients, and so many means and our that flat only when I'm working Stoke Medical Hospital. There also everybody thinking that she is gynecologist. After that, I just explain them that we are not gynecologist. We are very neat and clean practice. We have not any surgical thing. We are not having OT also. So since then, I have started my practice. So many experiences are there with my means all this journey, but throughout the journey, I feel means very proud, as well as I'm feeling that I am female physician. I am doing my private practice, right? So that is the thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
So the journey of our 2 decades, and that is a very wonderful and positive things for everybody.
Yeah.
હું એક નાનો કિસ્સો શેર કરીશ વચ્ચે કે આઈ એમ વેરી ફોર્ચ્યુનેટ ટુ હેવ ફિમેલ કલીગ્સ વિથ મી. મારા થર્ડ યર ફિમેલ હતા, મારા ઇમિડિયેટ સિનિયરમાં એક ફિમેલ હતા, મારા હાઉસમેનમાં બે ફિમેલ હતા. એટલે આઈ વોઝ સરાઉન્ડેડ બાય ફિમેલ ફિઝિશિયન ઓનલી. પણ અમારા જયારે જે થર્ડ યર મેડમ હતા ને, સી ઇઝ નાઉ ઇન એલજી હોસ્પિટલ, ડોક્ટર સંગીતા મેમ, અને એમને બહુ પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય. એ બિચારા રાઉન્ડ લેવા જાય એટલે બધા એમને કે સિસ્ટર મને આ તકલીફ છે, સિસ્ટર મને આ તકલીફ, બહુ ઇરિટેટેડ ઓલ ધ ટાઈમ. સી સે સિસ્ટર નથી, હું ડોક્ટર છું. એટલે આપણો પરસેપ્શનમાં જેવું છે કે મેલ છે તો ડોક્ટર છે ને ફિમેલ છે તો સિસ્ટર છે. એટલે એ ડિસ્પેરિટી વી ઓલ્સો હેવ ઓબ્ઝર્વડ. અને આપણે ચાલુ કરીએ કુમુદીથી. કુમુદી, એની ડિસ્પેરિટી you are observing your in initial part of your practice, your early career physician and one of the brightest younger diabetologist of Ahmedabad. How kind of or what kind of disparity are you facing in your practice?
So before going to the practice, જે પાર્ટ હતું ને સિસ્ટર વાળું, આખા 3 વર્ષમાં બધા રેસિડેન્સીમાં સિસ્ટર જ કીધું છે. કોઈ પેશન્ટે કીધું જ નથી. એટલે અમે મારા બેચમાં જે છોકરાઓ હોય અને હું છોકરી, તો એ લોકોને બધા ડોક્ટર જ કહે અને મને સિસ્ટર જ કહે. પછી સ્ટાર્ટિંગમાં તો જેવું કહેતા હતા કે હું ડોક્ટર છું. પછી એક પોઈન્ટ એવો આવ્યો કે પછી આઈ સ્ટોપ કરેક્ટિંગ ધેમ. You know, પછી કેટલી વાર કરેક્ટ કરું? હા ઠીક છે, સિસ્ટર જ. એન્ડ આજે સિસ્ટર વાળું જે છે ને, એક તો છે કે ઓકે એ લોકો ખાલી મેલ્સ ને જ ડોક્ટર માને છે, બટ એટ ધ સેમ ટાઈમ સમટાઈમ્સ ઇટ ઇઝ લેક ઓફ એજ્યુકેશન ઓલ્સો. યુ નો, ઇટ કેન બી જસ્ટ કે કોઈ એની હેલ્થ કેર પ્રોફેશનલ સિસ્ટર, એટલે એ લોકોને એવું નથી સ્ટ્રાઇક થતું કે ના યાર આ ડોક્ટર હાયર પોઝિશન પર છે, કે એવું ના થતું હોય. That is what I realized and then finally gave up. Sir, in a new practice, like in this, honestly, મને gender disparity તો નથી લાગી રહી, especially because I'm practicing only diabetes. But જે ન્યૂ પ્રેક્ટિશનર ને જે પણ તકલીફો થતી હોય એ તો બધી થઈ રહી છે. I think for that gender has no bar. Like even be it a male or a female, a doctor નવું practice ચાલુ કરો, then it takes a very long time to earn trust of your patients and build a practice. It is going to take time. But honestly, એમાં મને gender disparity નથી લાગી રહી.
Okay. So it's nice in the city of Ahmedabad when it is one of first city of the country and a younger physician is confirming that there is no gender disparity. Now I would come to Dr. Nimi and Dr. Dhruvi. They both of which have a wonderful experience of their career and they have wandered around the world for many conferences. So Dr. Nimi, how is your experience across the globe? Have you
Across the globe is still yet pending.
Okay. So most of
That's
the
where the bias comes. But I would like to share some incidents. Like even today, they see the name. It's a feminine name. મને નિમ્મી નામના કોઈ ભાઈ આજ સુધી મળ્યા નથી. The patient is in front of me, seeing my face and still saying, "Sir, આ sugar ક્યારે control આપશે?" I have to say,
Sir.
"Madam, આ sugar મારાથી 15 દિવસમાં control આવશે." And multiple times they come in the chamber, they open the doors, they see me, and they go out and ask my coordinators or staff, "Ke doctor female?" She says, "Yes, એક જ છે ને female છે, તમારે બરાબર જગ્યાએ જવાનું." The bias comes in sometimes when there are certain complaints that a male is not able to talk, especially on the first visit, ED na patient, premature ejaculation na patients, and the females also sometimes they open up a little too much, અને એ બધા gynecologist ના question પૂછવા લાગે. So both the places we have to say that this is not my field and I'll be directing you to the concerned obstetrician or concerned urologist. So that's when gender bias comes. As a mid-level physician, I would say, coming from non-medico family, starting the practice just before COVID in 2019 has taken a toll, has taken a hit. It takes longer, especially if you're a female, to establish your name in your colleagues also and in the neighboring doctors also. So when you, as a male, Vipul bhai, when you meet a male doctor, it is easy for you to bond. It is easy for you to say, "Chalo sahib, apne cha piwa jaiye." The same thing when I go out and I meet them, ki sir, I am a diabetologist, and this I did for 2 years. હું આ એરિયામાં છું, I am a diabetologist, and this is the reference that I'm seeking for. Correct? This is the correct type of patients that you can send on my way. They say, "Joysu, madam." And I never hear back from them. So, that is one thing. The communication gap, I can say, it is not easy to bond with other male doctors. And if you see the number of male doctors versus the number of female doctors, it's like very, very small. And Dr. Dhruvi can vouch for that it's a difficult situation when on the podium you see 15 male doctors and one female doctor.
Yeah, I am coming to Dr. Dhruvi and I have a very specific question to her. Other than the
Sure.
gender disparity, she is not only a clinician, but she is a good academician and good researcher. And I have seen her multiple times shouting that આ કોન્ફરન્સમાં ક્યાંય ફિમેલનો ફોટો જ નથી, 50 માણસો છે, આટલા બધા છે, across the country અમને એક ફિમેલ નથી મળ્યો. So I am witnessing that fact and I would like to know her opinion. in her
અને
practice, her
જો
study.
મળે ને તો
how-
પણ એમને જે એરિયા આપવામાં આવે that is either entertainment or
Spouse committee.
something that particular words that I cannot say on open forum
I get it. I get
So,
it.
let's hear from Dr. Dhruvi that
that
how
she can tell.
is the prosperity from during the period of her study in her initial career of her practice and now as an established clinician, academician, and researcher. What's his feeling and what's he want to do?
All right. So first of all, thank you for the question. I have so much to say. That's my first thing. Number one, I have had a lot of international exposure. And in spite of coming from a privileged background, I'll say from a very privileged background, never faced much of a gender disparity. I myself, when I traveled abroad and I saw females driving the buses, being the conductors, being in the majority, I myself said, Mommy, jo na, yahan to, females are doing everything. I was happy, but I was also surprised. In a similar format, recently we had met with a group of doctors from the Royal College of Physicians and from different Royal College of Physicians, from London, from Edinburgh, and from Glasgow during Epicon only. And they were all, Falguni ma'am, I'll tell you, they were all very senior physicians, all the ladies. They had come up to me and they were also talking about the same thing that, we are still fighting to get more female representation. And I'm like, girls, you already are at the top tier. What more do you want? So they are like, across the whole Royal College, it's just the two of us. Between the three colleges, it's just the two of us. So even if we see the statistics, our class maybe when we are doing MBBS, there are a lot of females.
Yeah.
When you go to MD, the ratio changes. There are a lot of males. You go to super specialization, again the ratio changes. The only super specialization where you see females will be breast oncology, gynec oncology, or I think some fields like that, right, Falguni ma'am? And it is the same when we are seeing it in a research or an academic field. The number of pass outs from the research institute, there are almost 60 to 70% are females. But the moment they have to go to the top tier, the number of female representation goes down. Now the question is that are these female not finding themselves competent enough to apply for the higher jobs or practice on their own like all of us girls are doing, or are these females not given that amount of opportunity to climb up the ladder that we all have had the opportunity? Like again, Nimi said that on a stage wherein there are 10 males, there is only one female who is sitting quietly in a corner, or else she's comparing. If we see our own medical associations, be it in Ahmedabad or in Gujarat, very less females are there in the decision-making process. So I think it is the time that we actually hold each other's hands, and instead of fighting for a single seat that there is there on the table, we hold up and pull in more chairs, that let there be 10 men, we are not against it, but we want at least 5 women against these 10 men on the table, so that the scales are at least a little balanced, if not completely balanced. And Falguni ma'am, we've not faced as much disparity as you might have seen, balancing your work, balancing your family. We are still, I think, quite privileged in that sense to have, people like you who had their hands above our heads that, to pull us on the stage. But we want to do something like for Kamudi as well. Like Kamudi, don't worry, at the time when you want to climb the stage, we'll be there to pull your hand. But then we want to have 6 hands, not just 2. We want to have 6 hands, or we want to have 10 hands who are able to help and grab somebody else and give that opportunity to more females to represent themselves. And they already have the voice. They need a platform. They need to be heard. And it's like all of us have brilliant ideas, we have brilliant practices, but yet again, even in our place where Dr. Vipul and I, we sit together, The moment a pharma representative will enter the room, he will talk with his focus at Dr. Chawda first. And the brunt is faced by Dr. Chawda later on, but he will look at Dr. Chawda and say, Sahib, these are my brands. Would you help us out? And I'm like, dude, can't you see me sitting here?
Yeah.
Maybe it is a patriarchal society. Maybe he's shy at looking at me. But that's the thing that we are trying to change. And that is the thing we are trying to, bring about, that, it's okay that you show me your brands. Nothing is gonna change if you are going to focus on the two doctors who are present in the room. And gender does not define our profession. I think medicine is one place wherein gender disparity should not exist. It does, we cannot deny that, but the gender does not define us. A doctor is a doctor. Like Falguni ma'am and sir were working throughout, being in, throughout themselves suffering from COVID, and they were helping their patients in spite of being admitted themselves. So gender did not stop them from doing that. Nobody said कि Falguni ma'am हमने treat ना करता है, you are a lady, we don't want to be treated by you. So it did not stop her from working in spite of having a two-year-old daughter. So back to you, sir. Like I said, I have a lot to say.
I'm happy you are sharing this, and all four of you has experience of a wonderful time in a medical practice, and તમારા અનુભવ સાંભળીને I feel really good. But now I will ask you two important aspects. First is that Dr. Nimi and you already said કે ક્યાંક તમારી સાથેના એપ્રોચમાં તમને એવું લાગે છે કે ભાઈ એક મેલ છે તો ઇઝીલી સોશિયલાઇઝ કરી શકશે, એક મેલ છે તો ઇઝીલી એના રેફરન્સ માટે થઈ જશે. બટ is it a male or female factor, or is it an introvert, extrovert, or are you a socializing person, or are you an introvert person? એ વસ્તુ મેટર કરે છે. ઘણીવાર આપણે એઝ અ ફિમેલ તમે પોતે જ ક્યાંક બાયસ છો કે ના ફિમેલ તરીકે I need to behave in a certain way, whether they are expecting or not. પહેલો ક્વેશ્ચન આ છે કે how you perceive કે આ બધી વસ્તુમાં ક્યાં ક્યાં તમારું પોતાનું પરસેપ્શન અથવા તમને જે perception શીખવાડવામાં આવ્યું છે એ મેટર કરે છે. અને સેકન્ડ વસ્તુ કે if there is a disparity, who is responsible? Males are responsible, females are responsible, our culture is responsible, our upbringing is responsible, or what are the factors you are facing? It is an open forum. Anyone out of you four can answer this.
Falguni ma'am, તમે ચાલુ કરો. This is such a heavy question,
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's actually that is true. When we are going to some conferences or CME, that is true. Out of 10, only one female physician. Sometimes it has happened initial before 10 years. I was only alone physician, female physician. But along with me, Pragnesh is there, means my husband is also physician. So that is the advantage for me. Otherwise, if our spouse is not physician and other branch, then I think there might be some we feel some odd, because it is not because of dominancy or something like that, but I think because of our culture only. It is not any fault of male or any fault of female, but all male doctors, they feel I think odd, or because of their culture, they don't want to communicate, as well as they don't want to going to discuss with us some problems or some topics or something like that. So communication is the main problem. That is what I also felt throughout this my journey. So always when I like Epicon only, right? When we are going to Epicon, so less female physicians are there, and all this crowd, I think only 15-20. So means if we want to thoroughly attain any conference, then we have to ask some of our colleagues, means our friend also, female friend, hey, you are going to come, because then we can have some company, good company. Otherwise it's a very boring thing also, as well as we are not much comfortable also. So that is the thing. And otherwise all means in other way, just Dr. Dhruvi, you told us, you said just right ki female means like in further future માં means like lead કરવા માટે થોડું problem થાય છે. But I think many factors are there with females also, because females have so many responsibility, and that is their nature. Some females are there, that is exception, but otherwise female nature શું હોય કે એ લોકોની priorities, like first is their home, their children, of course their hospital, their career is there, but I think out of 100 female doctors, 10 would be opposite to this. Otherwise, all 90 would be in this era only. It means they are more comfortable, as well as they are more have priority for their children, their studies, their future, and their all entire home management. And then last would be their hospital. So last would be the career. Nowadays means when we were past, that was like this, means more or less like this. But nowadays, I'm very happy. This all young, vibrant lady doctors like Dr. Dhruvi. I have heard you so many times in conference CME. Really salute. And you are such a good orator, excellent speaker. So really, hats off for you, and all the best, because we have some doctor like you. Right? Then and then we have also in mind, નહીં આપણે બી આવું કંઈક કરવું જોઈએ. આપણે આટલા વર્ષ લાઈક ભલે બધું કર્યું છે બધું ઘરમાં and all that management, but I think we should progress in such a. So you are really inspiration for us, Dhruvi, because I have heard you many times.
Thank
Otherwise,
you, ma'am. Thank you
what
so much.
I told, it is nature of female. કે આપણા લોકોનું લાઈક કેવું છે સોશિયલ એવું હોય છે કે ના ફિમેલ એટલે મીન્સ આ પ્રાયોરિટી બધી આ રીતે છે. So that is the thing.
Without gender disparity, we are also inspired by Dr. Dhruvi.
US જઈએ આપણે like
Same
abroad
capability
જઈએ
also.
abroad એવું નથી હોતું, like male and female both are equal, because they are doing both work. Homework means આખું ઘરનું બી management જે છે, both of them are doing. જ્યારે આપણે ઇન્ડિયામાં still we are ahead. કે નહીં ફિમેલ છે બધું કરવાનું, મેલ બધું હોસ્પિટલ છે, કરિયર છે બધું મેલ કરે. એટલે that is the
Dr.
thing.
Nimi, you want to add anything?
Sorry.
મેમ મારે ખાલી એક જ ક્વેશ્ચન છે. જ્યારે એક મેલ સર્જન રાતના 3 વાગે સર્જરીથી ઘરે આવે તો nobody battles an eyelid કે ઓ સાહેબ 3 વાગે ઘરે આવ્યા. પણ એક ફિમેલ સર્જન જ્યારે ઘરે ફોન કરીને એવું કહે છે મારે એક સર્જરી છે ને કદાચ મારે ઘરે આવવામાં 2 કલાક મોડું થશે, ત્યારે એને 4 સવાલોના જવાબ સામે આપવા પડે છે કે મેન્ટલી પ્રિપેર રહેવું પડે છે કે આનું શું થશે. When we talk about equality, we are not talking about equal dominance. We are not saying કે અમને 1:1 ratio જોઈએ છે. When we talk about equality, we want that equal opportunity to say yes to something that comes to our way. That is the basic difference. જે લોકોને એવું લાગે છે કે ફેમિનિઝમ એટલે અમને બી 100 કિલોનું ડમ્બેલ ઉચકવું છે કે we want to pull up 100 kgs of weight. It's not that. It's the ability to say yes or no just as equal to a male. And when you said about opportunities coming our way, it is not about that nature, because a female is always been a multitasker. So if you put us in a podium, we will be doing better than what 10 males can. 5 females, what they work and what collaboratively what they can do is much more than what 10 males can do in the same strata I'm talking about. Okay, but જે તમે નેચરની વાત કરી એ ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક આપણને જેવું શીખવાડવામાં આવે છે, ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક આપણને જેવું કોઈ કહી જાય કે આ તો તારાથી નહીં થાય, તું બેન છે કે તમે તો લેડી ડોક્ટર છો મેડમ, રહેવા દો ને અમે કોઈ સાહેબ પાસે જતા રહીશું, કે જેવું ધ્રુવીએ કીધું કે બાજુમાં બેઠા હોય તો એ સાહેબ પહેલા દેખાય છે, મેડમ નથી દેખાતા. That's a fact. અને it was bad જ્યારે ફાલ્ગુની મેડમ તમે ભણતા હતા. અત્યારે એટલું ખરાબ નથી રહ્યું in general in education field, પણ practicing field માં હજી પણ છે ને. maybe when we will be where you are currently after 20 years of practice, અમે proudly કહી શકીશું કે no, we have achieved something and we are able to help others to achieve the same thing. So it is not about nature, it is about getting the equal opportunities as a female. Like Dhruvi said કે જો 60% researchers female છે તો ઉપર ટોપ ટિયરમાં 2 જ કેમ, કે એ બેને પણ ત્યાં પહોંચવા માટે કેટલી સ્ટ્રગલ કરવી પડી હશે એ કદાચ એ બંનેને જ ખબર છે. So it is not about nature being introvert, extrovert, our ability to work as males or females. It is about getting the same opportunity as a male counterpart. અને એ ધ્રુવીથી વધારે સારું કોઈ નથી કહી શકતું.
Yes. So, Dr. Dhruvi, what is your concluding remark on this topic?
I actually feel that Falguni ma'am is a tad bit correct over here. Because our upbringing Nimi was like that. You and I are still not starting a family like that. I think she went through that. Um, she knew that if she is the one not choosing her house first, nobody is going to do that. And I feel somehow that was a little bit more difficult of a decision to make and to live with that. Kanke, maybe she was more brilliant than the other 100 doctors of her batch, but she still knew that she had to put her choices second to her to her house's ka needs or her child ka needs. And it still exists, Nimi. It still exists. Uh, this it is still we are in India, we cannot deny that. We are in a patriarchal society, we cannot deny that. You just met Bhavana the other day. You heard her talking, and I'll tell you, Falguni ma'am, we were traveling to Bangalore and we were talking about this. That once you start a family, your choices automatically become second. It's like you said, it is in our females' nature. It is how we've been brought up. Uh, if you are the elder sister of the family, you are the second mother to your sibling. That's how we've been brought up. And I totally agree with Falguni ma'am. It is difficult, Nimi, to put your choices or give yourself a priority once you have a family and once you have a kid. And I I say kudos and hats off to for setting an example that along with the family you can still have a successful and a thriving practice. It is the toughest job to do. And it's for us to learn from them that how did you balance that, how did you manage that. અમે તો વિચારીને મારા મમ્મી મને પ્રશ્નો પૂછે ને કે ભાઈ કેમ લેટ ખાવાનું છે આજે, I'm like, mom, why are you asking me that? I work late, and it's very difficult, ma'am, and we really appreciate
That
what
was
you
the
did.
exactly I would like to ask કે internal struggle વધારે હોય છે કે external struggle વધારે હોય છે. And I think the internal struggle is more than external struggle કે પોતે જ કોઈ decision પર આવવું, કારણ કે આપણને જ ખબર છે કે આપણે જે decision લેવાનું છે and then to stick on that, it is very difficult. Kaumudi, would you like to say anything on this?
સર લાઈક જેવી રીતે બીજા બધાએ કીધું કે આપણી સોશિયલ કન્ડિશનિંગ જ એવી થઈ ગઈ છે જ એમ. એન્ડ ઓબ્વિયસલી ટાઈમ્સ આર ચેન્જિંગ, but like Dr. Dhruvi talked about representation, and being on the front of all the dais and all the conferences and everything. But sometimes when you see there are 50 men and there are only 3 girls, it is a nature કે ના થોડું આપણે we don't want to be that loud, we don't want to be on the front page. પોતે થોડા આપણે સટલ થઈ જઈએ, એવું થઈ જાય. It may be, I don't know, our instinct works that way or whatever it is. But 50 છોકરાઓ છે તો એવું હશે ના આપણે સાઈડમાં જ ઊભા રહીએ. We'll never let our guards down in that sense. So that can also be one of the reasons. And like Dr. Falguni talked about, like having kids and all that, taking care of your family. So this is where patriarchy comes or you can clearly see the distinction. Because what happens is, see, there are some things which are non-negotiable, like a pregnancy till the baby say weans off. Till then, obviously, the mother has to stop working. But what after that? If males take up the responsibility to look after the house, do the household chores, at least half of it, still women can do so much more. But right now what is happening is we have girls are succeeding in their careers, but at the same time they're overworked at home. There were some statistics that women do almost 6 hours of unpaid labor at home every single day, right? If only it would come down to 3 hours, they can perform so much better at their workplaces.
Professional.
Dr. Vipul, like when I said that I don't face any discrimination from the from the patients at least, maybe if I go ahead into academics and I see the world more, I'll start realizing the discrimination. But at least right now, I'm not facing any discrimination in that sense. But when at this junction, when I think of starting a family or something, the thought scares me. I'm like, I'm getting the hang of the subject. Just patients build up so how do I start a family right now? Because uh, I don't want to touch my husband here, but I know so I cannot expect him to do half the job. I mean, I would expect, but he'll not do it. I know that for sure. He'll be like, ના હું તો બહુ busy છું. પણ ભાઈ busy તો અમે પણ છે.
Yeah,
So that
very nicely said. Very nicely said.
So I have a question to Dr. Chawda now. Are Indian men different from the international men? See, from what all the four of us said, it is quite evident that we don't expect our Indian husbands or Indian males to be working in the house because that's how they have been brought up. That is a comment in the chat box as well, that the upbringing of a male is different from the upbringing of a female. You are a practitioner. I don't want to put it as a male practitioner, but you're a practitioner, you're an entrepreneur, you are a father to 2 kids. Do you think there is a difference between how Indian males are at home versus in the practice versus somebody abroad? Indian itself, but settled in abroad is different in the practice and at home.
Yeah, so I was just saying કે ફોકસ તમારા પર રહે તો વધારે સારું, મેલ પર ના આવે તો સારું. But yeah, it is our social tradition કે મેલને એવી રીતે મોટા કરવામાં આવ્યા છે કે they are the very important person. I don't, in my own family, but in my siblings and other extended families, I have very brutally seen કે ના આ તો દીકરી છે અને આ જ કરવાનું, અને પહેલો તો છોકરો જમી લે, જમવાથી લઈને કપડા ખરીદવાથી લઈને in festival time I have observed that, and I have tried to correct that from very early of my age. And in my kids also I am very taking care કે અત્યારે ક્યાંય એ બંનેને એવું ફીલ ના થવું જોઈએ. અને to be honest, મારી છોકરી અત્યારે નાની છે, 4 વર્ષ છોકરા કરતા, પણ she is the boss. Yeah, એટલે ઇન્ટરનેશનલી બી આપણે જોઈએ તો ઇન્ટરનેશનલી યસ, ટોકિંગ અબાઉટ ડિફરન્ટ કલ્ચર નહીં, પણ અહીંયા જ મોટા થયા છે, 20 વર્ષ સુધી ઇન્ડિયામાં રહ્યા છે, 20 વર્ષ પછી ઇન્ડિયાની બહાર જાય છે, તો they are changed. The male who is not even taking the dish, હાથ ધોઈને ઉભો થઈને સીધો ઘરની બહાર, થાળી કોણ લેશે એને ખબર જ નથી, એ જ મેલ આજે ત્યાં ડિશ વોશ કરવા ઉભો હોય છે. So there is something that we overpower the man over here. અને બીજી બાજુ એ પણ છે કે જે તમે લોકોએ કહ્યું કે પ્રેક્ટિસમાં સેટલ થવું ઇઝ વેરી ડિફિકલ્ટ. સો હું તો એમ કહીશ કે તમે બંને વસ્તુ સંભાળો છો, નોટ defocusing any female, but male has to do that. All the males are not that capable. We have seen many people working around, or even physician and any other job, they are not capable enough to communicate, they are not capable enough to work. But as a male entity, એમને બહાર જવાનું જ છે, એમને કામ કરવાનું જ છે, ને એમને કમાવાનું જ છે. So it is also a difficult. So the answer of your question is that yes, there is a difference in men's behavior in the country and outside the country, અને એ જ વસ્તુ આપણે શીખવાની છે ને નવા કલ્ચરને લાવવાની છે. And that is the base of my next question કે તમે બધા આજે મેડિકલ લેડર ચડી ગયા છો, you are all successful practitioner, and Falguni ma'amના daughter તો she is now completed her MBBS and she is in states. So I would like to ask you all કે એવી કઈ સલાહ તમે નવી જનરેશનને આપવા માંગશો કે સેલ્ફ બાયસ ના થવું, અથવા તો કઈ વસ્તુ પર વધારે ફોકસ કરવો, કારણ કે you have gone through that journey, and into the nutshell your advice to the next generation, very quick, starting from Kaumudi, આપણે રિવર્સ જઈએ આ વખતે.
Yeah, actually means I passed out and then I had daughter means 2 years and 3 years, and so when she was small, મારું થોડું પ્રાયોરિટી એવું હતું કે along with my hospital, મારે ચિલ્ડ્રન માટે તો મને ઓફકોર્સ પહેલેથી જ so much love as well as એ લોકોનું પ્રોગ્રેસ, અને મને એવું હતું કે આપણે આ બધું અર્ન કરીએ છીએ, આપણું કરિયર છે, પણ એ તો બધું છે જ, that is a part of life, but along with that આપણે આપણા ચિલ્ડ્રન પર ફોકસ રાખવું જ જોઈએ. ભલે ટ્યુશન્સ કરાવીએ ગમે તે હોય, પણ એઝ અ મધર ઓફકોર્સ ફાધરે પણ કરવું જોઈએ, બટ ઇફ દે હેવ નો ટાઈમ દેન ઓફકોર્સ આપણી તો રિસ્પોન્સિબિલિટી છે જ કે આપણે આપણા ચિલ્ડ્રનને કોન્સન્ટ્રેટ કરી અને એ લોકોને સ્ટડીઝમાં થ્રુ આઉટ ધ જર્ની ધ ફર્સ્ટ સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ આપણે એ લોકોને સાથે મીન્સ એકમ્પની કરી અને એ લોકોને પ્રોગ્રેસ કરવું જોઈએ. So during the main career oriented years like 10th, 11th, 12th, higher secondaries, I was so much attached to my children. અને હું મોર્નિંગ ઓપીડીમાં જતી હતી, ઇવનિંગમાં ઓનલી આઈ ટુક રાઉન્ડ્સ એન્ડ જસ્ટ આઈ ગો મીન્સ અરાઉન્ડ મીન્સ ઇન ધ હોમ ઓનલી, બટ એવું કંઈ નથી કે આપણે એ લોકોને ભણાવવું પડે, રાઈટ? દે આર ડુઈંગ ધેર ઓન જોબ, બટ સ્ટીલ વી શુડ બી અરાઉન્ડ અવર ચિલ્ડ્રન. બિકોઝ અત્યારે એટલા બધા સોશિયલ મીડિયા ને બધું થઈ ગયું છે કે મને એવું લાગે છે કે ચિલ્ડ્રનનું અધરવાઇઝ રિસ્ટ્રિક્શન ઇઝ વેરી વેરી કોમન ફ્રોમ ધીસ, જ્યારથી નાના હોય ત્યારથી બધું મોબાઈલ એન્ડ આઈપેડ એન્ડ એવરીથિંગ. સો એટલે એ માટે મને ચિલ્ડ્રન માટે તનિષા હતી, મારી ડોટર, એઝ વેલ એઝ સેકન્ડ માય શ્લોક. નાઉ એટ પ્રેઝન્ટ હી ઇઝ ઓલ્સો એટ બીજે મેડિકલ કોલેજ ફર્સ્ટ યર. સો એમાં પણ મેં 11th-12thમાં સેકન્ડ ચાઇલ્ડમાં થોડું આપણું કોન્સન્ટ્રેશન ઓછું થઈ જાય બિકોઝ વી આર ઓલ્સો ટાયર્ડ. તો પણ એમાં પણ મેં 11th-12th જ્યારે એ લોકોનું કરિયરનું યર્સ હતું ત્યારે જસ્ટ આઈ ટુક વેરી મચ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ એન્ડ મીન્સ ડીડ માય ફૂલ જોબ. સો along with that, hospital મેનેજમેન્ટમાં પણ I was busy in that way કે as a female I would say કે આપણા લોકો જે ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન વેલ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝડ હોય છે ફિમેલ યુઝ્યુઅલી, એઝ વેલ એઝ મેનેજમેન્ટ ઇઝ ઓલ્સો વેરી પાવરફુલ. એટલે જે સ્ટાફનું મેનેજમેન્ટ, પેશન્ટ સાથેનું જે રેપો છે, કમ્યુનિકેશન છે, એ આઈ થિંક ફિમેલ્સ હેવ મચ મોર પાવરફુલ દેન મેલ. એ મેં તો મારી પ્રેક્ટિસમાં આઈ હેવ સીન. લાઈક બધા પેશન્ટને જે કાઉન્સેલિંગ કરવાનું હોય, એસ્પેશિયલી ફિમેલ પેશન્ટ્સ, તો એનું આઈ થિંક વી કેન ડુ મચ મોર કાઉન્સેલિંગ દેન માય હસબન્ડ પ્રજ્ઞેશ. બિકોઝ એ લોકોના બધા પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ એવા હોય છે કે we are also passing the same problems, right? Because at this age also I also passed so many problems of means perimenopausal this that. So એ બધા problems ને આપણે એ લોકોને explain perfectly કરી શકીએ and how to take out of them. એ માટે પણ હું એમને thoroughly advice બધી like diet છે, આપણા own lifestyle diseases, so we have to explain the all that lifestyle management. તો ડાયટમાં પણ just I explain them કે ના તમે આ like means this is the recipe. Sometimes I give them recipe also કે આ રીતે તમે આ બનાવો. આપણે એવું નથી કહેતા 100% crash diet કરો, પણ તમે ડાયટમાં આ રીતે મેનેજ કરો. એક્સરસાઇઝ, just walk for 30 minutes. I am also doing the same. એટલે લાઈક આપણું એક્ઝામ્પલ આપીએ છીએ તો they are very happy કે ઓ મેમ તમે લોકો સિન્સ લાસ્ટ 20 yearsથી હું તમારી પાસે આવું છું, બટ યુ આર ધ સેમ એઝ બિફોર 15-20 years. સો આઈ એમ ટેલિંગ ધેમ કે યસ તમારે ડાયટ માટે એવું નથી કે ડાયટ જ કરવાનું, જસ્ટ યુ કેન ટેક યોર ફૂડ, પણ થોડું જસ્ટ થિંક એન્ડ ધેન ટેક ડાયટ. ગમે તે જે આવે મનમાં ખાઈ નહીં લેવાનું. વોટ એવર વી આર ડુઈંગ આઈ એમ એક્સપ્લેનિંગ ધેમ. થર્ડ થિંગ ઇઝ વેઇટ રિડક્શન. તો એના માટે પણ મીન્સ આપણે લોકો આપણું પોતાનું જ એક્ઝામ્પલ આપણે એ લોકોને આપી શકીએ કે આટલું આટલું કરવું જોઈએ. તો આ રીતે સ્ટ્રેસ મેનેજમેન્ટ, because we are multitasking, we are doing everything, so we can explain them કે બધું બધાને લાઈફમાં પ્રોબ્લેમ હોય જ છે, but then also with positive approach, positive attitude, we have to go and we have to live a life. એના માટે પણ સ્ટ્રેસ મેનેજમેન્ટ માટે પણ એ લોકોને આપણાથી એક્ઝામ્પલ આપીએ છીએ. સો માય especially more female patients, they are more close to me. અને એ લોકોને બહુ એવું લાગે કે ના મેડમ હોય તો જ હું જોઉં, એમ કે સાહેબ પાસે ના જોઉં. બાકી ઘણા બધા પેશન્ટ એવા સાહેબ 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 કરતા કરતા આવે અને હું લાઈક ઘણી વખત ફ્રી હોય તો પણ એ લોકો મને બતાવતા નથી. દેન આઈ થિંક ઓકે, એટલે હું મારા સ્ટાફને પણ કહું કે ડોન્ટ ફોર્સ ધેમ. એ લોકોને જેમને બતાવું લેટ્સ જસ્ટ ધેમ મીન્સ એ લોકોને ડિસિઝન લેવા દો. ફોર્સફુલી કહો કે ના મેડમ ત્યાં ફ્રી છે ને બતાવી દો. ઇટ ઇઝ નોટ લાઈક દેટ. પેશન્ટને ઓલવેઝ સેટિસ્ફેક્શન મળવું જ જોઈએ. સમ પેશન્ટ્સ ને એવું હોય કે આ રીતે આપણે મીન્સ બધું કરીએ છીએ ગમે છે, ઘણા પેશન્ટ નથી ગમતું. સો વોટ એવર. સો ફિમેલ્સ એન્ડ મેલ્સમાં મોટો ડિફરન્સ છે.
So I would like to ask Nimi and Komudi for your advice to a newer generation who are seeking for medicine.
On a lighter note, marry the same specialty extrovert husband who has wider friend circle, who can give you more patients. It's of course it's a lighter note, no problem. I'm married to non-medico and it has its own perks. So one advice that I would like to give to all the mothers or everyone here is raise your sons as you are raising your daughters. household chores are life skills. They are not female oriented skills. So whatever I heard, जो मैं सांभळ्યું विपुल भाई ना opinion, फाल्गुनी मैम ना, ध्रुवी ना, correct observation is that we need men who can support their females, who can be there with them, not demotivating them and not saying આ ઘરનું કામ તો મને નહીં જ આવડે કે હું નહીં જ કરી શકું. So we need better males to have equal family and career driven females. I cannot say family and career, but driven females for any profession. And I would like to thank Dhruvi, because what she's trying to do is trying to bring equal minded females together, trying to create a platform where you get what you are looking for, if not in a husband, then in a girlfriend. So slowly, but we will see the change. We will see the stage where Kaumudi, we don't have to let our guards down and still speak our minds off. Okay, so just hang in there and let's all be together equally in this and support each other in any which ways we can, because we don't want to fight for one chair, we want 5.
Yeah.
Kaumudi.
So just like Dr. Nimi said, now it is time to teach the boys, because since the talk about female empowerment, dreaming big has been happening since many years now, right? At least since the past 10-15 years. Now I feel we have reached the stage where girls are dreaming big and they are doing wonderfully well in all fields, be it a doctor, be it any field. But the men are still not prepared to digest all that. So that is where the rift occurs. So we now need to train our boys that chokriyo avi gayi che, you need to accept it, and that way we need to grow together, and we need to grow together, whoever is more deserving, irrespective of the gender. So only when boys can accept this, only then this will happen. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Dhruvi, your concluding remarks.
I agree with everyone. I agree with Falguni ma'am's tips for all the females. I agree with Mimi. I agree with Kaumudi that there are empowered females, but not enough men who know how to deal with the empowered females. But I have a very special thing to say. A friend of mine a couple of years ago, she said, you need a group of girls who are there to support you, be it medically or non-medically. And I seriously feel that a sisterhood or a group of like-minded females do not need the men to bring the change. You can raise the men. Those men were also raised by some females. So we are the ones who are going to raise the next generation. We are the ones who are living with the current one, and we are the one who have to teach our upar wala generation wala men also that it is okay to be and to have daughters like us, or to have daughter-in-laws like us, or to have sisters like us, or to have girlfriends like us, have spouses like us. So I think let's not shy away from being who we are. Let's not shy away from being a tad little bit selfish in putting ourselves first. Let's not feel guilty about choosing ourselves and making ourselves the priority. And let's speak for ourselves that this is what I want. This is how I think I want certain things to happen. And I am not apologetic about my choices. And I think that's the need of the hour. And for the next upcoming generation, girls, be fearless, be yourself, do whatever you want, be it being ambitious or be it, being a stay-at-home mom. Nothing is wrong. Everything has its own importance, and it's good to be you. Just be you. Just be you. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, very
Wonderful.
true,
बहुत
Dhruvi.
मजा आया.
Yes. Be original, be yourself, well
Yeah.
disciplined, very hardworking, and down to earth. That is the main thing. And thankful to Almighty. So make your work speak. That is the main thing. So don't follow the rat race. We should do very slowly, but gradually. Don't copy anyone. Be yourself. That is the main thing. And keep believing yourself and be former empowered. That is the main of womanhood. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, ma'am. And thank you so much, all the four wonderful, fantastic four female. સાંભળીને ખૂબ આનંદ થયો, મજા આવી. અને મારી કન્ક્લુડિંગ રિમાર્ક્સ એ રીતની છે કે સી નેચર હેઝ મેડ મેલ એન્ડ ફિમેલ બોથ. એટલે ક્યાંય કોઈ આગળ પાછળ કે કોઈ એક ડોમિનેટ કરે એવું છે જ નહીં. ભગવાનને, ઈશ્વરને, કુદરતને, પ્રકૃતિને બંનેની જરૂર છે. અને યસ, ધેર આર એરાસ, જેમ આપણે વાંચીએ છીએ, ક્યારેક ફિમેલ ડોમિનન્સ છે, ક્યારેક મેલ ડોમિનન્સ છે, એ ચાલ્યા જ કરશે. પણ લેટ્સ એક્સેપ્ટ each other's importance. Let's do that we do not hurt each other. ઘણીવાર હું કહું છું કે છોકરાઓને ઘણીવાર એવું ટોકવામાં કે છોકરી જેવું કરે છે. અને ત્યારે મને બહુ ખરાબ લાગે છે કે the females are superior in everything from male. The કુદરતે જે અમને બનાવ્યા છે કે male cannot bring any new life into the world. The female can do that. So females are better than male. અને ક્યારેક એવું કહેવામાં આવે કે તું તો છોકરી જેવું છું, ત્યારે હું કહું આ તો કોમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ આપ્યો છે. તો છોકરી જેવો છો એનો મતલબ કે you are almighty, you are a multitasker and you can manage many things together. એટલે ઘણીવાર કોઈ વસ્તુને આપણે એવી બનાવી દઈએ છે કે એ સાંભળીને ખરાબ લાગે, પણ છોકરી જેવું કેવું એ સારી વસ્તુ છે. અને we have to bring in a new generation of boys. યસ, આપણે નથી કહેવાનું કે અમને શું ના કરવું જોઈએ, પણ છોકરાઓને શીખવાડવાનું છે કે કઈ રીતે એ પરિસ્થિતિને આપણે ટેકલ કરવી જોઈએ. So without creating a competition among boys and girls, let's create a harmony in society that everybody can do everything, and let's cherish whoever is winner. So with that, I would like to stop this live session. Thank you so much, all the fantastic four female, to sharing their wonderful experience. And if you want to say anything, then let's hear you out. Otherwise, let's close this session. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you.
Vipul sir. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.